Hi guys, Sailor here for Yahoo Esports, and it is time to start talking about Worlds, so I figured I'm going to start with NA. With TSM's victory over Cloud9 in the NA LCS Finals, they've completed their run as the most dominant team in North America's history. And as such, many are considering them to be the West's best hope in a long time to earn a League of Legends World Championship. But as is the question anytime a strong team comes out of North America or Europe, what are their actual chances of bringing down some of the best teams in the East? Let's take a look. In the current state of the game, it's all about big five-man brawls, enabled by the sheer number of global abilities in the meta right now. Having a mastery over map-played-oriented champions like Shen, Taliyah, Rek'Sai, Ashe, and Tahm Kench, among others, is key for teams to succeed right now. Over in Korea, we're seeing this play out exactly as one would expect. LCK champions ROX Tigers took heavily global compositions in all three of the games they played in the LCK Championship this split, proving the power of the strategy right now. So can TSM keep up with the map-wide plays? In short, yes. Svenskeren is more than happy to play Rek'Sai, but really, what jungler isn't? And Bjergsen was one of the earliest adopters of Taliyah when she came out. Meanwhile, Hauntzer has shown proficiency on Shen, and Doublelift can play just about anything, including Ashe. They'll have to make sure the rotations are as crisp as the rest of the worlds, but in this category, they look pretty solid. So how about individual lanes? With the much maligned turn changes in patch 6.15, lane matchups and individual skill are much more important than ever during the early game. So how does TSM fare? Well, Bjergsen is still good in the mid lane as expected. He should be able to keep up, as will AD carry Doublelift. Meanwhile, Svenskeren is enough of a veteran that it's safe to assume he won't be too shaken on the international stage. The question is, how will Hauntzer and Biofrost respond to the pressure? In my eyes, the TSM top laner is really the one to be worried about. Confirmed so far as his top lane opponents are former world champion Looper on Royal, ROX Tigers Smeb, and SKT's Duke. Hauntzer's a solid talent and really strong in NA, but it's hard to imagine him taking big advantages on the world stage. With his aggressive playstyle, he'll have to work on his consistency to survive against these strong opponents. The way he's played at home is similar to Immortal's Huni, with a high-risk, high-reward style, often netting him leads, but also occasionally getting him killed. You can be sure that the best junglers in the world, ROX Tigers Peanut for example, will be looking to punish him heavily if he goes for risky dives or jungle invades. Alternatively, TSM could put him on a champion like Shen, where it doesn't really matter if he wins lane, that way they can focus on their true carries in the mid and bottom lane. And really, that's their true hope, right? They've got two of the best players in the world in their positions in Bjergsen and Doublelift, and their teamfighting prowess in the NA playoff run shows exactly that. But now, they're going up against some of the best individual players League of Legends has ever seen in one of the most explosive teamfighting metas of all time. So, are TSM good enough? Quite frankly, I'm not so sure. TSM has looked incredible at home, bringing down the likes of Immortals and Cloud9, both of whom pride themselves on high-quality teamfighting. But Worlds is an entirely different animal. There, they'll not only go up against some of the most mechanically skilled players in the world, they'll also be going up against some of the smartest. They'll not only need to be able to win fights once they start, they'll also have to pick the exact right moments to start them. At home, TSM has occasionally struggled with this concept. Too often, they ended up going too aggressive, relying on their skill discrepancies over their opponents to carry them through. That won't exist once they get deep into the Worlds bracket, so they'll have to be very careful when choosing when to brawl. But they can't get too passive either. With the endless teleports and global abilities flying around lately, they can't wait for the other team to come to them, or they'll simply get overrun. It's a tough balancing act, and one TSM is going to have to master before they can become the world champions. But if you ask me, I believe that TSM can still make it out of groups. They might even make it to the semifinals, but there's really a lot to work on before they're ready to take on whatever Korean roster makes it into the finals. For more coverage on the League of Legends World Championship, keep it right here on Yahoo Esports.